England-Germany, always a massive occasion, and no different here this evening. And it's a very special occasion for Steven Gerrard tonight. Steven equals Bobby Moore's total of 108 caps for his country. Hats off to you, Steven. There's Steven's kit laid out there with his captain's armband. And if you follow me around, you can see all the boys' kit is laid out ahead of this evening's game. Really is a wonderful sight. And a wonderful sight is sitting over here. Do you like Steven Gerrard, a Liverpool and England legend? The one, the only John Barnes. How are you, John?
Very good, thank you.
Can you remember the first time you saw Steven Gerrard playing football?
Yeah, it was strange because I remember training at Melwood and Michael Owen had just come to join the squad as a 16-year-old. And Steven had his injury problems. And I remember training, and then this tall, skinny, gangly kid with 10 to 2 feet he was always injured when he was younger. He had shin splints and he was walking around. God, that's what you did in the good old days when you were injured. You just walked around till he got fit. And I remember looking at this kid and Stevie Hire and a lot of players saying to me that boy, and we all knew Michael, and they said he is going to be the next sensation for Liverpool and England. So I never really saw him play because he was injured all the time, but to see what he's actually done has been incredible. But you know, at Liverpool they rated him so highly, but because of his injury problems that he had as a 14, 15-year-old, I unfortunately didn't get to see Steven play. As
a quality ex-player, tell us what it is about Steven Gerrard that makes him, looking at someone like you looking at him, what makes him such a great player?
Well, I've always said that he's the best all-round player, probably in the world. I mean, obviously not now, he's getting on, but in his prime. Because when you look at a player, a midfield player, and you say, what kind of a player is he? Is he a defensive midfield player? Is he an attacking midfield player? Can he put crosses in? Can he dribble? Can he shoot? Can he head? Can he tackle? And he's a complete player. You know, when you talk about a player like Graham Souness, to name him in the same breath, because Paul Scholes is a good attacking midfield player. You know, you have certain good defensive midfield players like Mascherano, but Steven can do anything. And, you know, I won't say he single-handedly carried Liverpool over the last 8, 9 years, but, you know, he virtually has.
On to the game this evening. You've played against the Germans. How do we beat the Germans?
Well, we have to keep it tight. We have to get over this thing that, you know, we are England, so we're going to take the game to teams and we attack them. Because as you saw even against Chile on the counter-attack, teams can hurt us. And what we have to start to do is we have to start to understand and recognise how important defensive midfield players are. So it's going to be an attacking team tonight, but I think the 2 central midfield players are going to be so important to protect that back four. We haven't got Ferdinand and Terry anymore, and it's a new back four, particularly the central defensive partnership, so we can't afford to have attacking midfield players who are just going to run away and leave them. So I think the 2 central midfield players will have to protect the back four, and we have to defend in numbers and try and catch them on the break with Sturridge and Rooney.
Okay, very quickly, John, a prediction.
I am going to go, particularly after the Chile game, for a 1-1 draw.